Hello and welcome to the OXM Report. My name is Matt Lees and this week we're talking to the one and only Randy Pitchford. Returning to Pandora, how tough has that been? Because Pandora in the first game was a pretty huge area.
Yeah.
Was it tempting not to go somewhere else?
Well, you know, the planet is giant. It's many times the size of Earth. And if you think about the diversity we have here on Earth, we've just barely scratched the surface, right? Like what we can see, if you go out into the wilderness here outside of London, you might see certain animals. You'll see some deer, you know, maybe some other wildlife. But that's totally different than if you went to Africa and what you'd see there, right? Well, Pandora is this crazy planet. So we haven't even scratched the surface. We spent most of the time in Borderlands 1 in these arid kind of desert kind of sections. In Borderlands 2, we've created most of the planet now, and we've built out all of these areas you've never seen before. We're going into the Arctic tundra. We're going into grassy, kind of lush grasslands, which you've never seen any green at all. Like, we found the green crayons, and now we're coloring with green. It's a really colorful game. You know, if you look at the art direction, even in Borderlands 1, you know, some of our kind of mind's eye remembers the very arid desert and a lot of browns. But if you actually, you know, if you look at the art, you realize it's very vibrant, and it's necessary because Pandora is an ugly, horrible, dangerous world. Yet in a video game, we wanted it to be beautiful. And so the art direction with the hand-painted and very exaggerated styles, this kind of concept art style realized as if it's real in 3D, this approach makes this ugly place a beautiful place to visit and an interesting place to spend time. And so getting even more vibrancy out of it in Borderlands 2 has been a thrill.
Obviously, you've really ramped up a lot of the kind of RPG elements on the side this time, especially in terms of being able to do stuff between characters. So we've got badass points and we've got the item stash, so you can kind of share your guns between characters and also kind of level up some kind of, there's kind of a lot of metagame stuff. Yeah. I mean, just how deep does the rabbit hole go with all this stuff?
Well, you know, it's a big world and there's a lot to do, and it's a lot of fun when you immerse yourself in a world like this and you realize that the game's kind of becoming a hobby for you. It's nice to know that there's a lot of stuff to do, and some of the things are about you know, the adventuring that you'll do alone. Some of the things are about shared experiences, like you mentioned the shared stash, which is a really cool addition. If you like playing the game cooperatively, it's really nice to have kind of a stash that you can throw some gear into that the other players can then add to or take from, and everybody can kind of share this stash together. And that's really kind of neat, especially when you're partying up and you're going to go into some end game raid or something. You're going to go attack a boss, and really everybody's kind of got to share their stuff and get the team balance going. But there's a lot of stuff to do. I'll have fun going into Moxie's and just gambling for a little while and playing the slot machines for a while, and you can win loot, you know, from Moxie. So there's a lot of stuff to do, and you know, there's also it's not just kind of random. There's also, like, you know, there's this really interesting storyline, and you'll go through it in missions that kind of chain together. But there's also these kind of non sequitur kind of side missions, and some of them are pretty elaborate. Like, where there's like, wow, there's 2 hours of kind of a side kind of thing that you can do that leads to some culmination of something that kind of created a bit of an experience. As an entertainer, the dream is to create something that people have fun with, that entertains and gratifies them, and that is worth, you know, the time that they spend on it. And that's you know, that's what we committed to with Borderlands 2 was entertaining people and engaging them, so that when we offer people this entertainment we've created, it's something that folks want to spend their time with and feel really good about that time, and that's the reward for us.
Finally, I think it's very likely at this stage we're going to have a guest editor for our next magazine. I think Claptrap, a guy you've worked with Claptrap a lot in the past. I mean, we don't know what he's like. What's he like to work with? Is he going to be all right?
Claptrap's an asshole. Yeah, if he gets fired, you can have him. You can have him, but you know, I'm warning you. I don't say I didn't warn you. Look, on screen, in game, he's the cutest, most helpful, but his off-screen personality, you do like I'm telling you, you're in for it. So if you're asking for him as a guest editor, just be careful what you're in for.
I think it might already be all done, so hopefully it'll be all right.
All right, well, good luck with that.
If you want to know more about Borderlands 2, check out our amazing 8-page feature in the latest issue of OXM. There's 4 different covers to collect, and if you're one of 10 lucky people to find a gold Claptrap cover, you'll win a brand new TV.